Alright guys, so this is round 2 trying to get the solar installed, and as you can see, it's a much nicer day today, and we've got Sikaflex that's not expired. So I already ran down the wires last time. We needed to hook the solar panels up, but in doing so, all of my labels are now gone. So Stephanie's up top, and she's can connect the 2 wires together, like the positive to the negative. And then I can test it down here and she could tell me, and I can know which one that is. So go ahead, Steph, do the next one.
I'm putting a wire nut on each one of these wires one set at a time to figure out which ends belong to which tops.
Now I just need to test each possible. And there it is. This wire set. Panel number 2. Instead of just shoving this directly like this into my system, right, I'm gonna put this thing on here called a ferrule, and it's designed to keep all the wires aligned and easy to you can squeeze down on it. Actually, I'll use one up so you can get a better idea. Take this tool, ferrule crimper. Squeeze this down. So now instead of a round thing, you've got a square thing to connect to. Right? And you won't lose any strands when you insert this. These are my breakers for my solar panels. All wired in, going up to the roof. Now, all we have to do is hook up the panels to this, and then hook up this to those MPPTs. So I followed an example on YouTube, this guy called explorers.life. I'm going to leave a link down below because he can explain this better than I can. But this little device should just let me plug in to the side of this converter, or the Lynx distributor, and it should turn on all the lights without having to get the really expensive, kind of redundant for our thing, Lynx shunt. That Lynx shunt does have a lot more features, it's just redundant for our system. But plugging this in to the side should power it on. Let's hope for no big boom. Look at that. We got lights. Not sure what red lights mean. I'm gonna have to look that up. So I got all the systems hooked up. This is our direct wire in surge protectors hooked up. Our automatic transfer switch is hooked up, and we are ready for a test. So if I turn this inverter on, you should hear a click from the transfer switch, and the whole truck should be running on the inverter power. So I'm going to do that now. There's the click. It's on inverter power. So now it's set up to where if I plug it in, it actually has power from plug in as priority. So if I plug it in now, you should be able to hear that. So there's the first click. Surge protector just let it through. That click was from the blah blah blah. There's so much stuff going on right now. I can't really think. Transfer switch, and then tie it in to the transfer switch. Oh, there's the transfer switch. Click. Sweet. So the transfer switch, and then tied into the transfer switch is also this battery charger. So it's letting stuff through right now. Everything should have power. Sweet. And then when I unplug the truck, there's a click instantly, and there's a switched over instantly to the inverter power. So everything is functioning just how we like it to. I can button things back up and move on to the next part of the project. Okay, maybe I'm overthinking this, but to me, this is the scariest part about working with solar panels. So come over here, the operating voltage of this is 17 volts. DC to me is more dangerous because it keeps at its peak, right? AC, it goes up and down and then back up and down. At some point it crosses 0 and you have a chance to actually let go. With DC, you don't get that chance. It's at its peak the whole time. Couple that with around 50 volts DC, it'll start going through your skin, and it only takes, what, 20 milliamps to kill you. This is 6 amps, so that's 600 milliamps at a higher enough voltage to go through your skin, and you can't turn it off. So to me, this is the most sketchy part of this thing. It's combining all of these to get the voltage we want. The best we can do is just cover the panels up and facing them away from the sun so that we don't get too much charge on them. Hopefully it keeps the voltage low. These are only 4 panels and we said we had 12. What we're doing are series parallel strings. We're doing 3 sets of in series on the roof, and then we'll put all of those into separate charge controllers. So with series, it increases the voltage, and then that's something the charge controller can use to increase the amperage for charging our batteries. Probably go in depth when we do the whole system on how that works. So we need to do positive, negative, positive, negative. This is a positive, I mean this will be a negative. Okay, now we should be able to test it and have some voltage. I'm gonna hook this up. So we're getting about 50 volts DC right now.
50 volts?
50 volts DC.
It's not even in the sun.
It's not.
What the heck?
That's quite a bit. We might have to expose this to the sun and just double check ourselves. Now I want to check the voltage again. Make sure we didn't do anything dumb. DC, 73 volts. That's what we were expecting. Let's see if we cover up some of the panels.
Ooh, 50.
50 volts. It drastically reduces the amperage though.
42.
This is now one big string. It'll give us 73 volts at 6 amps to the MPPT. Now all of this needs to go to the roof and get Sikaflex down. Okay, let's put it on the roof. All right, so we got all the sides sanded down, and we got this junction box Sikaflex down with our 2 extensions coming out that we just made on the ground. And you can see what we're talking about. We're gonna have 3 different arrays, just like that one we built earlier. So this is just 1/3 of the power that we're gonna be pulling in. The other 2, they're gonna have to wait. Just right now, we're gonna do the middle one. And then we're gonna Sikaflex it down. Alright, so those pieces that I was waiting for to be ordered finally came in, and I think I got them set up properly. That's these circuit breakers right up here. These are what controls the solar panels. Well, this is what controls the power coming in from the solar panels. So we've got this line directly from the panel into a circuit breaker, out of the breaker, over to the MPPTs, and those will then go into the battery bank through this connector there. So now that they're all in, it's ready for a test. I heard a lot of people say online, and I've read a lot of these things here that say don't turn on your solar panels to start charging unless the MPPTs have power first. So we're gonna do that first. Main battery disconnect, turn this on. All the power is on. Things are flashing, things are doing stuff. Let me double check my Victron Connect app. Sweet. So we see our one device that's set up already, Smart Shunt, and then we see all the 3 MPPTs. So let me go and set up all those real quick. All right, so I got everything connected and updated. So now it's time to just switch on my solar panel. So the only one that's connected right now is the middle one. So we'll turn the middle one on. Should be charging on one of these soon. There we go. We're getting a few watts. Sun is pretty low on the horizon, so we might not get much power, but we'll see what we can get in. How many amps are going into the battery bank? Charging at 2 amps. So we are, positive. Let me see what happens when I turn this back off. Yeah. So we are doing positive amperage, but it is going to be very slow until tomorrow morning. It's going to take a long time, but it'll charge itself. And this is wrong. This is wrong because we had the power off for so long setting up the system. It's not a 100%. It's pretty much dead. All right, so let me get all these wires all cleaned up, and we'll be back with you guys here in a second.
All right, so we've got this all cleaned up. Real quick, this thing stopped working on us. This is our charger. we did submit a claim with Ames Power, and it was approved that we're gonna return this on warranty and get a new one. But yeah, things just happen. We have a camping trip planned this weekend. It works on and off. It didn't like completely break, but it's intermittent. I don't think it's working right now, but it might work later. That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, push the thumbs up. If you did not, push the thumbs down. Tell us why. And next time we are going to be getting ready for a extended camping trip in Fairbanks, Alaska. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button. We'll be going to Chena Hot Springs, and I'm not sure what else we're gonna do. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Alright, you make good puppies. They are my good puppies.